Hi, everybody. This is Reverend Dave. We're going to be talking to you about an investigation that we're performing at this time. It's at a place called Chestnut Market. It used to be called Yankee Peddler West, from what I understand. And here shortly, I'm going to bring in the members of Phantasm Paranormal, and we're going to talk to you about the nights that we spent doing the investigation. So let me bring them in. Okay. On the top left, we got Ken Ferris.
Hi.
My wife Leslie.
Hi.
We got Logan.
Hey.
And we got Pam.
Good evening.
Okay. And we're gonna tell you a little bit about this place. Let's start with Ken. Ken, how did you run across this place?
Well, I originally came across it after posting in one of the Fremont, Nebraska groups. And someone had reached out to me saying the old Yankee Peddler West is haunted. She eventually contacted her landlord of the business at the time, and I was put in connection with her, called and talked to her, set up an appointment for me to come in and just kind of have a look around, and it all just kind of took off from there.
Okay, and Leslie and Pam had some interesting moments. They were using a ghost box upstairs. I believe it was on the second floor in one of the rooms. And they met a little boy by the name of Chris. Pam and Leslie, you want to talk to the audience about little Chris?
Go ahead, Leslie.
Or make me do the talking. Yeah, we set up in a bedroom, and there's a bathroom at the back, and I put up my REM pod near that door opening to the bathroom, and we set up the ghost box and kind of settled in and started talking, and we started getting flashing lights on the REM pod, so that was encouraging. And after a little while, we started getting words coming through the ghost box. It took a little bit, but once it started, as time went on, it kind of ramped up and got more active. So we were talking to a little boy. He said his name was Chris, and that he was 12 years old. And the story that he seemed to be trying to tell us was about playing with his toy gun, running around up on the third floor. And there was an incident with the stairs. And then he said something about the monster, who's a criminal. But we haven't been able to figure out if he fell or if he was pushed. We never got that far. He did say that he was buried, and we asked him where, and he said inside. But he couldn't tell us inside of what. Then he told us to ask her, and we never did find out who her was. So that's where we were left hanging. So that was our evening.
And during you guys' intervention with Chris, there was an incident where Pam had her camera. You had your camera on, right, Pam?
Yeah, I had the video camera on, and it kept shutting off. Something kept turning it off. I'd turn it back on, and it would go right back off again. And it
Yeah.
was a fully charged battery when we started the evening.
Yeah, I've got an EVP recording that I'm going to play for everybody that a male spirit says, turn it off. I got a couple of them about talking about turning something off, and I'm beginning to believe it was your camera. I'm pretty sure it was your camera because that's the only thing that was turned off
Yep, that's the only thing that kept getting turned off.
is your camera. How about you, Logan? Did you feel anything?
The first night we were there, didn't really feel too much. There was a certain spot on the second floor Ken and me went to, and just kind of, I think Ken got his spirit box out, and we got maybe a couple words. But then the second night we were there was when things really kind of, I'd say, took a pretty weird turn. I think it was either the second or third floor. There was a certain room where me and the other Ken, we were just standing in there for maybe a few minutes, and then both of us had to go downstairs, and then went outside, and just kind of a weird feeling of like something pressing on your head, and just kind of having like a dark feeling, I'd say. But every time we went outside, everything went away, and then walked back inside, and things kind of started back up again.
Yeah, we're catching the top halves of your heads. We got Pam from her nose up there. Now we can see Tucker, but I got Pam from the nose up. There we go. There's Pammy.
There you go.
Okay, so that's much better, you guys. And what else happened up there, Pam and Leslie? I mean, you guys got a lot on that spirit box, and a couple of them, you hear a couple of EVPs that we got. You can hear like a heavy breath. Then you read a word off of the spirit box.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that's a. I mean, it sounds like a heavy breath,
Yeah,
but it could be the actual voice coming over the box because you could hear it when it would talk before the word would pop up.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah.
But it's because there's so much static in it, it's very hard to hear what the word's going to be until it pops up on the screen.
Now,
So,
Pam, you were talking to some spirits, and you were talking to a male spirit, and you were having problems with the spirit box, and you asked the spirit if a spirit by the name of Jack was keeping them from talking to you. And and then you said regulation. And then the spirit said regulation, or vice versa. I can't remember. It's in the EVP I'm going to be playing. But that was pretty interesting that that word came up. But that's when one of them breaths came out. And deep breaths.
yeah.
And then you can hear regulation. But when Leslie was leaving the room, we got EVP of a loud sneeze. Yeah, it was a pretty loud sneeze.
Yeah, I don't think neither one of us sneezed.
I don't think we did. When he told me that, I was trying to remember. I know it was a little dusty up there, but I don't remember actually sneezing.
Yeah, I don't remember either one of us.
I do
No.
know that when I was on the first floor, I had a sneezing fit.
Yeah, if you were near the stairwells, we might have heard it.
Yeah, but it sounded like a woman sneezing. So you guys will be able to hear it later.
Okay.
But anything else you want to talk to him about? Oh, yeah. And Leslie, you mentioned that Chris said buried inside.
Yeah.
Well, we discovered that the basement inside the building is a dirt floor. So I wonder if Chris is buried in the basement.
I don't know. And it got a little confusing. We know he was still in the room, but he had kept lighting up the REM pod until the battery was dead. So we're not quite sure where he was or how long he stayed in the room after that.
Yeah, and didn't you guys pick up on the ghost box something about go hide when
Yep.
when
Yes.
we were coming into the room while you were
Yes.
talking to Chris?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was going to go hide.
yeah. Anything else you guys want to add?
Well, I
Pretty much.
know. Oh, go ahead, Pam.
I was gonna say that's pretty much covering everything Leslie and I picked
For us.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we did get quite a few videos, and I posted them on YouTube, and I'm going to add them to our website when I get around to it. So everything should be good that way. Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to get going so I can finish this recording. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay.
Say bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, there you have it. This Chestnut Market is a pretty interesting place. We got the names of quite a few spirits there. One was Trent and Chris, the little boy, Terry, Elijah, Kyle, Jessica, Bill, Carol, Tom, and Jack. Those are the spirit names that we have so far. And I have a feeling there's more spirits there than what we've got so far. So we're going to get more into it this weekend. But I'm going to show you some pictures of a little girl that we got standing in a doorway. Oh, first, this is this is an old picture of the street where Yankee Peddler West was located. Chestnut Market is located now. But you see anything in this picture? Look at the doorway on the right. You can see a little girl standing there. I don't know who this little girl is. I don't know her name, but I'm going to try to find out. But there she is. She's a cute little thing. I didn't see her standing there. I was just taking pictures by random when I ran across this little girl. Now, we got a very odd video while we were there. I set up these special cameras in different locations, and I monitored them for 5 days straight. And we've got this video of this girl that was in a back room, and she peeked out from around the door frame. I'll show you the video. Watch the door frame there. See her head? And she just faded away. I'll show it to you one more time so you can get another good look at it. Watch the door frame. There she comes. The camera picks up motion. That was the only motion that was in that room. Okay? The only motion picked up. Now, everybody gets pictures and videos of orbs. orbs are very common. We got all kinds of orbs when we were videotaping. But there's this one video that is quite unusual. I don't know if you guys ever watched, I can't remember the name of the show, but the Starship Enterprise. You remember that show with the Starship Enterprise? Well, watch this. This is going to blow your mind. Did you see it come out of the wall? Now I'm going to show it to you slow motion. Now I'm going to do a freeze frame. Look at that. Have you ever seen a picture of anything like that? We got that on video. That was very unusual, very weird. We've never seen anything like that before. Now, I'm going to play some EVPs for you. Let me get over here to my notes. Okay, I was talking to the spirits the first night we were there, and I was telling them that they probably have loved ones on the other side waiting for them to join them. And then I started telling them why we were there is because the owner was curious on whom they were, who was there. And a male spirit said, "Ask them." Shortly after, you will hear another male spirit reply, but it's not audible. I'll play it for you right now.
You probably got some loved ones on the other side, that you could go to and, be with. Yeah, it's not like I'm being nosy, it's just the owner wants to know more about you. Did you have any children?
I'll highlight it. You can hear "ask them," but then the last part of it was pretty, you couldn't understand what they were saying. And we got another EVP. Pam and Leslie were using the ghost box, and you could hear like an exhaled breath. It's really a creepy sounding breath. But then they get the name Bill on the ghost box. Listen to this video.
Bill.
Okay, now, I was getting ready to go downstairs, and a male spirit said, "Go all the way down." And on my way down the stairs, I lost my balance and almost fell. Well, you'll hear a spirit say, "Ope," like "Ope," and then you'll hear a male spirit say, "Go with him." I'll play that for you now. You might, if you got headphones, put them on, because headphones are very helpful.
I think it laughed. It's really weird.
Yeah, did you hear it? Go all the way down. Ope. go with him. Leslie was getting ready to do an EVP session, and she said hi to the spirits. And a male spirit replied back to her, "Hi."
Hi.
Now, I mentioned this earlier about Pam and Leslie doing a ghost box session when she asked the spirits if a male spirit by the name of Jack was keeping them from talking to them. You will hear the male spirit reply, "Regulation."
Regulation? Doesn't make sense, guys.
Yeah, you hear the male spirit say regulation, and the word showed up on the ghost box, and Leslie read it off. But Pam and Leslie, they were in the room, and they were talking to a little boy named Chris. And like Pam said, she had her video recorder running, and it kept shutting off. Well, here's a male spirit saying, "Turn it off." Yeah, I don't know what the other male spirit said. It was inaudible. If anybody can make out what he was saying, I'd really appreciate it. But we also mentioned a sneeze. Pam and Leslie were getting ready to leave a room, and while they were going out the door, they were running the digital recorder, and they picked up on this sneeze, and it's a pretty powerful sneeze.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk into the other rooms in the apartment and see what they look like, okay?
Now, there's something this is hard to describe. To me, it kind of sounds like a roar. So let me know what you guys think about this, okay? I'm going to play you this strange sound, and it sounds like a roar.
Sensors.
Did you hear it that roar? Then Leslie read a word off the ghost box that said sensor. Now, here's one. You can hear me and Leslie talking, and then you can barely hear Ken saying something in the background. When he gets done talking, you will hear a male spirit say, "Tell him." What do they want to tell me?
Okay, so he brought it back out here, it's his. Yeah, got it. She might have been.
Did you hear the spirit say, "Tell him"? Now, when Leslie and Pam were doing the REM pod in the room with little Christopher, they're explaining to Chris how the REM pod works. And then you'll hear a male spirit say, test it. But when he gets done telling the other spirit to test it, it sounds like the other spirit is telling him no. I'll play that for you now.
Can you make the lights go on the REM pod? See where the red light is? If you go over there and touch it, the other lights will come on. I'd really appreciate it. Did you used to live here?
Did you hear it? You can hear the male spirit say, test it. And the other male spirit right away said no. I think they're afraid of it because it's new technology and it's something that they've never had to deal with before. But in this recording, you're going to hear me walking around, and you will hear a male spirit call out the name of Tom. Shortly after that, you will hear a clap, and then you will hear a male spirit saying, Tom, the devil. So, I don't know if they were talking about me, but after he says, Tom, the devil, a few seconds later, you will hear another male spirit go, I'll play that for you now. You can hear me walking around. You heard Tom the devil. You hear the Tom the devil. Pretty weird. I don't know if they were talking about me or not, but I'm surely not the devil. But in this last recording, a male spirit tells another spirit what my name is. You'll hear it here right about now, okay? His name is David. This is just some of the EVPs that we got from Yankee Peddler. We got about 23 of them. And some of them are very strange. A lot of odd breathing and some more roars, or whatever you want to call them, but they're very odd and unusual. But anyway, if anybody's interested in investigating the paranormal, we're looking for new members, okay? And I'm thinking about starting subgroups. You know, what those are is people that are going to have their own team of ghost hunters, and they can share their evidence with us, and we'll put it on our website. And it's just, you know, you're more or less part of Phantasm Paranormal, but you're in a different state, different city, or whatever, okay? So anyway, I gotta get out of here. You guys have a nice night, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Come back for our next feed. I will be watching.